what general personal money management advice would you give to people in the present macro environment?
It's the same I would have given to them 10 or 20 years ago. Just spend a weekend by evaluating what is the amount of money you are able to invest for how much time. Again, during that weekend, try to formulate your yield expectation, and based upon that, build an asset allocation which enables you to achieve that yield expectation after cost and taxes, invest, and go on holiday. I would argue, and maybe that's something which is not the best news for you as a magazine, that private investors just spend far too much time about trying to time the markets and to pick the right corporations. I always use as example the portfolio investment strategy of my mother. My mother is 18 years old, so 80 years old. She has a very easy inflation beating target. So she wants after cost and taxes achieve at least 2% annual return, which means gross she has to achieve around 4% of return. So my mother has a portfolio of 55% equities, of 10% physical gold. And the reminder is just an allocation between cash and corporate bonds, depending on the individual risk and reward. And she is not going to change this asset allocation over the year. Typically, beginning of January, after the statement of the portfolio, the annual statement is sent to her. She calls me up and said, Philip, do I have to change anything? And then typically she emails me her portfolio statement. There are some minor reallocations, and then the portfolio is again sleeping for the next 12 months. My mother has a decent track record and has been able to beat inflation over the course of the last 20 years. I think that's certainly something which would help a lot of investors to do the same. For me personally, as you can imagine, we have very strict compliance rules. Since I'm operational active with Flossbach von Storch, and that's for the last 11 years, I have not produced one single sell ticket. They only know buy tickets from my side. And that gives you a clear idea that A, I'm not a trader, and B, that I'm still very confident that equity markets are by far the most attractive investment.